Welcome to DreadLore. Role-playing game.
Hey.
Tabletop role-playing game.
Put in your game.
That we play every week. This week's Into Space DreadLore role-playing game, ttrpg, is happening at this moment with the amazing cast: Bill Bunkum, Ken Howl, Daniel Holker, Drizzle, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, and Jazzy Cabbage.
DreadLore is the life!
All lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt bring us the score, as well as our Patreon members Tim Roberts, Daniel Holker, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline.
Natalia Cline!
Couchfire Media makes art and media production. Sometimes they may or may not use AI, but AI does not exist.
No, it doesn't.
Flaw Replay Productions, what the fuck do they do?
No
Subscribe
one knows.
Today, soldier.
I thought we turned Alfred off.
Subscribe and become a citizen.
Alfred is off.
And
So indeed.
can fuck Alfred.
So this is part of Into Space, brother. You guys are flying through the atmosphere. You know, here's the thing. So, do flat earthers call it the atmosphere?
Oh,
Because atmosphere?
yeah. Don't know.
I mean,
They call it Atmo Disc.
The Atmos plane.
the atmos plane. Just plane. You guys are flying through the atmos plane as Wilhelm Vesper, the cybernetic who has lightning for eyes right now. His fingertips are almost glued to the screen through the holograms. He's got to get down to the bare metal, touching in intimate ways your spaceship, knowing it deeply, intimately, as he has corrected your flight spin, your death spiral, your synonym for oh no. You are miles and miles and miles away. Tens and 100, 200 miles away off course. Why? Because you're going Mach 26. Holker, how fast is that?
Mach 26?
Yep.
Depends on altitude.
Right now, you guys are... Here's a question. If you're going to do a halo dive, how many miles up are you? Ish. How many miles up can a black hole fly? That's what I'm asking. I need a point of reference. I'm going to say 20. Seems really high. Seems really high.
Modern.
Anyone on the chat, help.
Ultra future.
No one's looking it up. The fuck, guys?
Black Hawk is a helicopter, so I would imagine not.
No, Black Hawk?
very.
No. What am I thinking of? Blackbird?
SR-71 Blackbird.
Oh, Blackbird. That's what-
Blackbird. Yeah, maybe that.
Those fly at around Mach 3.
Yeah, but how
Mach 3 and a
high?
half. How high? About 70 to 90,000 feet.
Okay.
High
so how-
altitude
go on.
military parachuting is between 15,000 and 35,000 feet.
But the Blackbird
Okay.
flies at around 70,000 feet.
70,000 feet. So 70,000 divided by 5,000.
Not a whole lot of months.
What's 70 divided by 5?
140?
70 divided by 5?
That's-
Or 14.
pounds.
14.
14.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's about 14 miles up. So you're around, at this point, 14-ish, we'll say 10 to 14 miles up because you've been descending. Going Mach 26 at sea level, 750 mile an hour is Mach 1. What is it at, at that elevation? I don't fucking know. It's a fantasy
Around
game.
20,000 miles an hour.
Oh, you're going 20,000 miles an hour, right? So 20,000 miles an hour divided by 60. Go.
Can I spend a narrative point?
Nope. All this time wasted, we're going to get a goddamn answer. Fuck you.
I don't know. I'll open up a calendar or a calculator.
Do it. A calendar. A calendar is it's a helicopter. It's not a fucking plane. Fuck you.
What's
20,000 divided by 60?
333.
333?
Yep.
All right, so 333 miles a minute.
Yep.
Is
Second.
how far you're going. No, a minute. So,
Oh.
You've been going for like 5 minutes. You're 1,000 miles away from your location. As he corrects it, as your readout garbles, you're 1,000 fucking miles away, it says.
Good.
About, with a little tilde. Actions on you all. I'm done.
Can you? I've been marking this off.
I'm drinking rum and I'm mad about it.
Wilhelm. Dear Wilhelm. Josh, do you have a reading on that other capital ship?
Just a second, Lieutenant.
Are we in immediate danger of crashing into the planet, Wilhelm?
Wilhelm is sitting there as you hear him through the speakers. No.
He's right next to me. Oh shit, dude! Fuck!
As he kind of looks up, he goes, "No."
God damn it!
As you drop Katrina, oof. Josh, and we'll say your name is Skip Trace. You get a narrative point. Indeed, Josh does what? You just described it.
I have to say it again.
No, not you. Skip Trace.
Oh, shit.
He just pukes all over
Everywhere. It makes the sound of puke on the ground, water on the ground.
Yeah.
As that's Josh. As Dole Engineering turns to his lover and runs to him. Are you okay? For a moment, forgetting his duties.
All over Dole.
Dole didn't hurt.
Captain, Lieutenant.
Damaged.
You hear Alice Brick sounding a little woozy. Sir, is everything all right? This event, the dorsal gun is down.
Is that your gun? Your gun is down? Fix it, buddy.
As she's looking at it, it's like bent in half. Something may have happened to it.
Right. What's going on with that capital ship? Do you see it? You have eyes on that? Are
Josh,
they climbing or are they falling?
Josh wipes away the puke and space chowder, from his display as he pulls up the hologram. It smells like puke in here. As he's looking at the bits and pieces. It looks like it's fallen. He doesn't have that accent. It looks like it's falling.
All right. I would like to...
They have repulsors, though, so they're going to crash, but it's going to take a little time.
All right. Is there any way... Archangel, is there any way we can...
What?
Archangel, is there any way we can... I don't want everybody in this fucking ship to die. Can we stage a rescue on the ship we just completely nuke fucked?
Wait, what do you want to do?
I mean,
Archangel says.
I want to, I don't want to kill all the people on this ship.
Why'd you shoot a nuke at it?
To disable it severely.
14 miles above the surface. Now you want to
Well-
save a few hundred people?
I mean, you are clearly an amazing address.
This always happens. No, I cannot solve all the problems.
You can
Not
though.
what I do. That is not
But-
what I do.
You can fly ships through the planet. Is there a way that we can fly this ship through the fucking planet?
No. Listen, I can only do that every so often, and I can't do it all the time.
Well, fuck.
It
Is there
makes
anybody-
ripples. It's not gonna understand it. My God. You hear him like talking to someone as you hear, well, you know, Dolby tries to get things done the way that Dolby can. So, you can't blame him for doing what Dolby can. Dolby can do what Dolby can done.
I got a box of chocolates.
I got a box. The longer that Jazzy is not playing this character, the dumber he's gonna get.
So, I'm gonna open up a radio channel to the planet.
Josh looks
Underneath.
up radio. Radio, you're
Or
gonna use the low band?
comms. I'm gonna open up comms.
You heard Dole, he's like, he probably wants to use Bluetooth.
Does anybody have any ideas of how everybody on this ship that's falling to the ground? I'm not gonna open up the comms for that. On our ship, the Cool Mint, the PMB Cool Mint.
Yes, sir.
Ideas?
Yes, we're falling down.
I think we're okay in this moment. They are falling down. All right. Well, I guess they're dead. Wilhelm, take us out of here.
But you gave up on that real quick.
I mean, Archangel doesn't know. Katrina's fucking knocked out.
As you see your like trigger finger shooting something. She kind of bobs and weaves a little bit.
Wilhelm, do you have any ideas?
Well, yes. Dolby.
Yeah. Can we
I believe you're like a confluence of voices. I think we could land.
Yeah, I don't want to land. There's another capital ship. I think we should go.
I've found it.
Good. Okay. Well, keep us out of weapons range with them as long as possible, and let's
Most of the planet uninhabited.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, fuck these.
If we were to land, we could take this more into a one-on-one fight. We could infiltrate.
If we were going to land, I believe that they will rain down hell from above in their capital ship. So I think we got another capital ship and potentially another ship like ours.
At this point, we probably need to disable them as quick as possible, because
Yeah.
even if unless we skirt out of here, they're going to come after us. So
Yeah.
if we should strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go. Willem, do you feel pretty confident about taking on this other capital ship?
The definition of confidence eludes me.
Good. Well, do you think you're gonna die? I'm guessing
He
they
kind of
have
turns to
tools
you.
up.
His eyes are like lightning. We all die.
Yeah, no,
Dolby,
everybody dies. Get us out of here, and why don't you go ahead and organize that little gravity drive, or get us out of orbit, and we're gonna jump out again.
The gravity drive. Disabled.
Oh, well, that
It
makes-
seems it was burnt. Up.
I believe that. Well, evasive maneuvers then get us back into space.
As he's moving around on the almost like he's like reading braille on the screen. Our ship has sustained some power level. Alfred. He kind of looks at you, as his eyes black. You see like the code and the lightning in them. May have done something to them.
Can you scan the planet for a place where we could hide our ship without their other ship detecting us immediately?
He kind of nods. He nods to you. Over at Skip Trace. You hear you hear all the comms going in these conversations. Up the or I should say down the ladder, which is up in space but down when you're flying, because you're on the bottom, the belly of the ship, the ventral side. Alice Brick is coming down the stairs. As you guys have leveled out, every so often you feel the inertia shift with the wind and whatnot. There's sort of a sinking, and this is for everyone. There's a sort of a sinking feeling, kind of like you ate 3-day-old pizza that's been sitting in your car, and it's gotten hot and cold a few times, and for some reason you made that decision. And it's the feeling of, oh no, we're on a place that has gravity. You guys have been out of gravity for a very long time. Literally 10 years. So your bodies are just not used to it. You feel with shits, basically. As she coming down, and outside of your little gunner bubble, there's a ring where you can sit or stand, and there's a little bit of space there. As she's sitting there and she looks down at you, almost like she's on the top of a bunk bed. There's a worried look on her face. There's a little bit of blood where she's in a knot on her head, where she's clearly hit her head against the glass.
So doesn't look like you handled the flips as well.
No, I didn't do too well, to be honest with you. As she turns off her comm, I think I'm the reason that gun got fucked. Turned left when I should have turned right.
I'll turn mine off. In the
Don't tell Dolby, he'll cut my head off.
No, that can easily happen. It's hard.
You see
to
fear
handle
in her
something
eyes.
like that. It's hard to handle something like that. I wouldn't
But
worry about it.
I already cocked up one other thing. Can't believe I let those pirates get my sidearm. He's gonna send me out an airlock for sure.
No, it'll be okay. You don't worry about it. I won't let him do that.
She kind of looks at you. There's a pause. She nods. Do you bid anything?
Because she's a Martian too. I
Yeah.
can't remember. She's
I'll
bid Martian.
moon child.
I'll bid Martian.
As she gives you a nod after a moment of staring in your eyes. All right. Shooting a nuke like that, as she kind of stops herself. Well, I guess he knows what's best. He's gotten us this far.
Yeah, don't worry. You've made your bones so far as I'm concerned, and I'm pretty sure he's concerned as well. I know you had a rough past, but we've already washed that away under the bridge, so it should be okay.
She says, "So what's next?"
I don't know. We'll probably need to go to the bridge, or I mean, our best bet probably now is either to try and take out that other ship or infiltrate on foot. But I
Well,
don't know what the captain's going to decide.
Without that docile gun, it's going to be really difficult
Yeah,
to fight off other ships.
We probably need to go in on foot. I know that's where I do the best damage. So we'll go see what the captain says.
She gives you a look. Aye, that's me too. I've only been trained in emplacements for just a few months. I'm a sniper.
Yeah, that's definitely a good skill to have. Someone I always want watching my back.
She nods at you. All right, well, what should I do?
Well, we'll go to the bridge. I don't think you need to say that it was your fault that the gun happened. It just happened.
But if he finds out?
Or you can say that you accidentally hit the wrong button. I think it'll be fine either way.
She kind of like nod.
Come clean and tell him. This is the first time that you've been in a gunner seat. Say, hey, since I'm sorry in the flipping, I hit the wrong button and it went the wrong way.
She nods. And starts up the ladder.
And I'll
go on.
fasten myself and start to head.
Down below, Cherokee Sue and Archangel talk.
What do they say?
You don't know.
They turn their comms off as well.
Dolby and Burgess, you're up in the cockpit with everybody else, basically. Chatter has kind of stopped on the radio, which in a way is nice. It's the way it should be. It is not uncommon for people to do one-to-one radio communication. You don't want to clutter the public, the broadcast channel. That said, it's been a while since people are not just voicing their opinions. You guys are hanging out. Dolby, it's pretty clear that you're far enough away from this colony and the capital ship and all the troubles to where no one is following you yet, as Dole Engineering basically tells you that. Josh will be on the sensors. Dole's sort of looking over his shoulder, having cleaned up the panel a little bit from the vomit, and Dole is interpreting the sensors to you. You do note he is not at shields, as Josh is on sensors right now. Dole is over his shoulder. Dole turns, he says, well, it looks like, Lieutenant, looks like they're falling at a pretty good rate. And if they can't get that under control, he looks over at you. The ship, it's not going to explode or anything, but it'll be grounded. I wouldn't say it's dead in the water. Josh looks back. Yeah, they have fighters. They've got those scoots and those gnats that we saw before. The fighter pilot things and the small ones. That said, nothing's coming from the colony. A lot of radio communication, but there's nothing coming after us.
Why don't you take a look at, because I expect that our landing here in a second is going to be pretty bad. So why don't you brace yourself? Burgess, can you inform the rest of the crew to get into a position that allows them to not fucking die from smashing against the ground? We're going to take
Lieutenant.
a relatively hard landing. I'm guessing if I can convince Wilhelm to position us relatively close enough to the city. And I would like to make a bid
Dolby, you are taking account of the fuel cells your ship has, yes?
I am. I've taken account that we've used several fuel cells in these maneuverings that we've done.
Dole will charge the shields, which takes 1 fuel cell.
Wait a second, Dole. Before you
As
charge
he's about to do
it, I don't know if we need to charge the shields. I will. I'm gonna default to our captain, Wilhelm, or pilot, I guess, not captain.
Yeah, they all sort of look at each other and then back at you.
Whether or not we should charge up their shields. So, Wilhelm, I want to make a really fucking stupid move that hopefully will land us closer to the city. Do you think you can do that? And I would like to bid a couple of things.
Just bid one thing to accomplish the one thing.
I would like to bid hide in plain sight, which is a trait that I have to kind of point out to Wilhelm. You know, you see that little mountainy area over there? It's harder for them to be able to pick us up in the mountains area. I think there's a lot of shit going on. So while we have a moment, I think we have some repairs that we probably have to do before we take. Why don't you find a nice deep crevice and hide us down there and land the ship? Is that doable? Do you think you can do that?
Yes, of course. Dolby, good.
If you gotta land us a little bit harder and a little bit faster to make us undetectable, I've informed Burgess.
Hard and fast.
Yeah. You might, like, I definitely don't want them, so I want you to go in low to make sure that we don't get on the scanners. Dole, imagine that if you turn on those shields, will be a big fucking light.
Well, Lieutenant, the shields are on.
Are they on? I thought I stopped them.
No. The shields are up. They just need to be recharged. They've they've absorbed some damage.
Oh, that's fine. All right, well,
I can turn them off if you wish.
I would like to bid the entire crew of the ship to figure out a way to land us in a way that is relevant.
Okay, you can't bid the entire crew. And your NPCs, as you guys have not seen fit to make them narrative, only have 1 bid each.
Okay.
So you've got 1 for Alice, 1 for Alfred, 1 for Dole, 2 for Archangel, 2 for Cherokee, 2 for Katrina, just so you guys are aware. Okay. Dolby, we're going to go into, because I know you're trying to accomplish something, but let's actually accomplish it and then we'll continue on.
Cool.
This is montage. If you guys want to accomplish stuff, so long as it's not like, hey, I can fail at this, you can do it, and this is the time for roleplay. As what is happening in the world, Willem is piloting you. There's a shift as you descend almost down all the way to the dirt. You're below radar. So you're flying at like 100, 200 feet. Very, very close. It's like playing F-Zero, except in, anybody? Nobody?
Yeah.
Also, that is badass, Ken. That's awesome. You guys should check out the video. That's badass. Anyway, there's a lurch. You eat your stomachs and your intestine as quick descent. And now you're moving expertly like pod racing. This is pod racing. Rolling through. I'm trying to get a laugh and I can't. That's what's going on right now.
I think what you said is quite funny.
Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you think that it is quite funny. As you move through these canyons, and we'll begin to find a spot to actually set down. In the meantime, if you guys have smokes, smoke if you got them. If you want to advance, if you want to role play and do stuff, this is your time. Go.
As I get to the bridge, I'll be like, Captain, right now, they could think we didn't survive this. It's a good thing we haven't calmed or anything. We can probably infiltrate their city a lot easier if they think that maybe we died in that.
Yeah, sounds great.
I don't know if that's what
that
you're
was a
going
hell
for.
of an explosion that just happened. So, I mean, nukes. What do you do? I feel like there was a little pushback on those nukes, but I feel like maybe they thought we just slammed directly into them, and I think it'll take them a little while to understand that maybe didn't happen if they even have that ability. It's a big cleanup. A lot of shit happened. A lot of shit went down, and that other capital ship mutiny. I mean, there's probably still people on that ship that support us.
With the chaos, we should be able to infiltrate the city pretty easily.
Let's hope so.
Alice Brick comes up behind Burgess. Not behind Burgess. Behind Skip Trace. Dolby, you notice that she has a little bump on her head. She's acting pretty much like she always does. Nervous, but containing it. As every so often you guys feel the inertial maneuvering that Willem is doing. Woof, woof, to the left or the right to avoid some landmark.
You okay, Alice? I know this is a pretty different situation than I'm sure you're used to. I kind of get the idea that you've not done this a whole lot of times before.
She furrows her brow as you're talking.
Yeah. I can see a noob, but I think you got a lot going for you, so. How'd you like running guns?
I'll look at her and give her a reassuring nod.
To be honest, sir, I mean, we've all been trained in placements and such, but it's really not my. I mean, I was fine doing it, and I think I hit him a few times. She kind of stares off and then back at. You notice she's looking at Skip for a moment, and then looks back at you.
Yeah, Skip, maybe help her out with some of that. I think. Why don't you get your sniper gear in order? We're gonna take a walk here shortly.
As you cut her off, and she kind of stops and nods. I sir. And she turns, and as she's leaving, Dolby, you don't notice this unless you want to.
Yeah. No, I would like to say something.
Hit it.
I will bid survive, which is my motto. Survives at all costs.
Okay.
Because I'm still I'm just not 100% sure that I trust her yet, because
no one cares the why.
So I want to bid survives at all cost, and see if she wants to tell me something, or if that she's hiding something.
As you bid that, we drop into the dread. She stops right before you say this, Dolby. You don't see it, but Skip, she gives you a look, kind of like, almost like a shrug, but she doesn't shrug. And that's when Dolby talks. As she stops, she turns around, very military-like. You know, she's obviously hesitant with your bid, you can tell, but she's making decisions. And when she makes the decisions, they are decisive. So she turns and kind of like herky-jerky style. I think it's my fault.
What's your fault? Dolby laughs. I laugh. Jesus, what the fuck is your fault, buddy?
Hey, Hulker,
Yeah, what
I think
did you guys
I think
get
your phone's ringing.
Hulker's thing's going off. Like
Hulker's going out! He's going
like-
out, man!
there's like static happening on your.
Move your phone slightly further away. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Someone's blowing you up. Tell that
No, they're not.
motherfucker. Yeah?
I don't know what's going on.
A lot of times it might be an update. It might be just like
Yeah, it could be anything.
Any random.
Oh, hold on.
That's that near field communication. NFC RFID. Woo! When you got the near field communication on your phone, sometimes it gives you static. Turn that bitch on airplane mode, son. As
Alice Brick, will you stand at attention?
she does.
Alice, I don't know what the fuck you're on about, but you need to get your gear in ship shape and fucking do what you're told.
Aye, sir. As she clicks her
You're
heels and she
dismissed.
does the salute. Everyone. Dolby, you get a narrative point for making us all salute. As she turns on her heels and boldly, fascistly goes into the belly of the ship to get her stuff. Actions on you.
So I'm pretty confident that Willem is kind of doing his thing.
This is the montage
Burgess.
we're back into.
Burgess, Skip, do you guys have any ideas
Yes.
how we should address this situation? I don't fucking know.
Lieutenant Dolby, salute!
Like I said, Captain, I think we should use the chaos to infiltrate the city. We can try to get in and bring this closer to a one-on-one situation.
I agree. Do you have anything to add to that, Burgess?
No, sir.
Do we have anything on the ship, Skip, that will... Do we have like a rover or anything? On the Skip, Dole, or Josh? Do we have any ground...
Dole turns. He doesn't say anything, but he waits for Skip to finish talking. But it's pretty obvious, Skip, that he has something else to say. Go ahead.
I was literally gonna be like, that would be a Dole question. I don't know for sure.
As Dole says, well, he kind of stands. You're not gonna like it.
It's not a teleporter, is it?
That technology has never really been tested. There is the exoskeleton that Alfred's supposed to use an interface with.
Do you think if we put Alfred in there that he won't kill us all?
Well, he kind of looks at you. Well, sir, have you seen it yet?
So
No. I
did
mean,
you
I've seen exoskeletons in the past, for sure.
Yeah,
sir,
this one.
did you mean rover like a car,
I
or
think he's talking about like what do they call it? Mechanics, mechanoids, fucking mechs.
right? But were you asking for a vehicle?
Yeah,
So
vehicle.
the-
Like I mean, you've heard of what is it?
Well, there's no rovers. There's no rovers here on the ship, but I think you should probably this exoskeleton's pretty different. He kind of looks around surreptitiously, even though everyone's looking at him. I did a little looking. I don't really have the set clearance for it. Josh slaps him, like on the hand. This is something different. I don't know. It's got to be. Maybe you know about it.
I have some set clearance. Can I bid my fucking?
Well, right now you don't know. Right now you don't have it.
I know
but
that I
you
don't
can
have
bid to have known something.
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily drop us out of the montage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I look forward to full report, engineering. Why don't you go type something up for me? And
He kind of looks down at his shoes. I mean, I could just show it to you.
oh, well, yeah.
Once we land. Speaking of, you feel the repulsors fire up, and the low theta wave hum of a gravity anti-grav. You guys have anti-grav. It's used sparingly, basically to lift the ship off the ground, or the last boost. Basically, it's an inertial type thing. And you land. You hear the struts come out and keep on fucking making noises. You land.
Well, welcome to Novus Prime, everybody.
I am going to bid soldier. Now that we have landed, I am going to grab the guns.
As in the armaments for all of you, or what?
For me, I know where they are, and probably a couple other people.
Okay, you don't need a bid for it. You can go down there and do it. That's unopposed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go and do that and bring back
It's like a leprechaun is like, no! Go on, sorry.
bring back the boomsticks before we set off on a hostile world.
Yeah, for a moment, Burgess is gone. As you guys are still talking and whatnot, he comes back fully loaded. Locked, loaded, helmet on, in full gear. Behind him, Alice will be doing that too, since Dolby, you actually bid to do it. She's got her. Basically, you look like miniature Spartans, is what you kind of look like. Miniature being Spartans are like 7 feet tall. You guys are not, because you're not superhuman. Although you could be. She's got a collapsible rifle. Her armor will be dark green.
Looking good, Private.
She salutes.
Why don't you go ahead and get Cherokee in line as well?
It's already in line, sir. You hear
Appreciate
as
it.
you see him hulking behind her down the little stairs that lead to the cockpit. He's in full armor as well. He has I don't know what I gave him. He has a fucking power hammer on his back, as well as his big gun.
Dole, while we're gone, I want you to fix this fucking ship. And I want you to get Josh to help you. And Archangel.
Yeah, no problem.
I want you and Josh to make the fuck up, because this rift between you is really tearing me apart. And it's tearing the mission apart. So whatever the fucking thing between you two, because I know that and I looked, and I'm gonna spend a narrative point to see that their relationship has been registered with the SSA. I believe you two have a lot of talking to do, And a lot of making up.
Is that a
So,
that
that is an order.
euphemism?
It is an order. And I believe that you guys, you gotta.
They
gotta
share a
hear-
look. It's pretty clear that it's going to be tough for them to do that. But they share a look, and then they turn back to you and give you a nod. And Dolby, you'll sense finally. It's not just fear that you are leading by, but they have some respect for you.
Yeah, this
It's an it's a feeling that hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah, the fact that you guys have registered with the SSA as your compliance officer and commander, I have to say that you have to respect all bounds and duties of that to the pledges that you made upon your relationship status. So I don't know what that is, and I don't care what to know that is, because that's your privacy. But it's a law. And so you gotta do your fucking whatever it is that you do.
They nod.
Sir, should I get Katrina to her bunk?
Oh yeah, and help her out. Burgess,
As
I don't know if you can help her out.
As Katrina wakes up, she's woozy. She's kind of like, hey, I had the greatest dream.
I'll get her back there and suit up myself.
As you do. And you put her to bed. She says, no, I can do it. She'll sleep a little while longer. All right, you guys are in
all my stuff
full
ready.
uniform. As you do what?
Archangel, is there a way we can do the
Yeah.
with this Alfred unit?
Wait, what do you want?
Well, we've got this, I guess, transportation device, sort of automaton. We'll call it an RI, as you know.
Yeah.
And I would like you to take the RI's intelligence and
Okay.
place it into this unit.
Yeah, I can do that.
And I would like you to give me something with like a big fucking button that allows me to disable the unit at any time.
To disable the unit or the RI? The RI, you can just burn it out.
Yeah, burn out the RI once it is in this unit.
So,
Yeah.
if Wilhelm could drive the ship, could he not also drive this?
I don't know. Wilhelm, do you have the ability to drive this unit?
Yes.
Oh well,
I can do that. But my body should stay here.
Oh well, I have to say that that'll give you a good reason for wanting to come back, wouldn't it? Unless you want to be 100% automatron. Whatever the hell that is. Are you willing to take this adventure with us, Wilhelm? Or would you prefer to stay back with the ship?
Question: are you asking if he's willing to help pilot it remotely,
Yeah.
which he is?
Yeah, willing to help pilot remotely.
Yeah, he said he is.
Oh, so he's piloting the thing remotely. He's going to be in the ship the whole time.
Yeah, his body is attached to your ship.
I see.
He has a whole different vibe going on,
Yeah.
which is being ignored, but that's fine.
No, I get what's happening. I understand what's happening. I would like to make can I bid my
I'm not trying to
fate?
cajole you to do anything rash. I'm just telling you.
Can I rid my fate, which is the fool?
It's up to everybody else. Because only one person can do it a game session. And if you do it now, you cannot do it next session either.
I understand.
Well, are you wanting it as the big thing or just?
Yeah, the big
or
thing.
Just
The thing that allows us to leave by this means versus trying to find another ship.
Okay, so hold. Oh my god. So we have two things up in the air right now, two plates spinning for Dolby, per usual. One, you're going to take the quote-unquote automaton, and William Vesper is going to remotely pilot it. Although you have refused to actually see the goddamn thing several times.
Yeah.
That's the plan, right? All right. Second plate spinning. You've asked Archangel to take Alfred, which, by the way, he is doing right now.
Oh, shit.
Because you asked him to fucking do it.
Did
and
you hear what I
putting
was
Alfred into... You didn't bid. It's all montage.
Yeah.
Putting it into the exoskeleton thing, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Which you don't know because you won't fucking look at it. Okay.
Yeah.
All of those things are happening. God fucking damn it, because you said to do it. And they're doing it.
At the same time.
You're like, give me chocolate milk. Give me a milkshake. Give me a hamburger. Okay, we're leaving. All right.
Hey,
fucking.
whoever put Dolby in charge probably shouldn't have.
Okay,
or maybe that was on purpose.
So you, Burgess, and you, Skip Trace, and the NPCs see these things happening. They are happening.
What does the skeleton look like?
Where are you?
Probably about to step outside.
Okay, then you're at the airlock.
Yeah.
You do not see the quote-unquote skeleton. No one knows where it is, who it is, or what it is doing. No one knows. No one knows.
Where exactly is this exoskeleton doll? I'm on the comms.
Thank you.
So I can... And I'll look at it real quick before we get too many things going on.
As Dole says, oh yeah, so it's a bottom part of the ship.
So it detaches from the ship?
Yeah.
Kind of like an escape pod, but it's bigger.
Kind of like an escape pod, I suppose. It's pretty new tech, I think. Honestly, What?
Oh, go ahead.
Honestly, like I said, it is a higher set clearance than I have. I'd never seen anything like it.
Will I have to exit the ship to look at it?
You can see schematics, of course, but now that Alfred's asleep. But yeah, I mean, to see it, you'd have to exit the ship.
Burgess, you're right by the door. Do you want to go out and look, or you want me to come as well?
I'll go out and look.
As we go into the dread, Burgess, what are you wearing? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a spacesuit, more or less.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
As you get into the airlock, close the airlock, it sucks all the air out, replaces it with whatever the atmosphere is as you walk out into this purple planet. So the ground is copperish, umber, a burnt umber, really. The sky is purple and blue in various degrees.
Yeah, I'm armed up like the star of an 80s action movie.
You got it all going as you step off. Tink, tink, tink. There is atmosphere, as maybe on your little readout on your HUD, it says not breathable, or mildly toxic, I should say. So you could breathe it for a while before you die. You see blazing in the sky 2 suns, One is a brilliantly blue light shining down. Although the light, it's almost like it's a constantly evening. Maybe the suns are pretty far away. But there's a blue one, and then behind it you see an orange one glowing.
I step out and I gaze back at the ship.
You see the cool mint. You see it's two pontoon-like protrusions. The turret where Burgess was. I'm sorry, your Burgess. Where Skip Trace was. You see the black scorch marks all front as well as in different areas. Maybe a little bit of damage that had been taken from your firefights where the hull had been hit, but it didn't actually penetrate or any of that. It is heavy. Go on.
I will attempt to communicate with Skip Trace.
Your attempt is successful. It looks like a ship that is heavily armored. There is something that's strange about the bottom of it. It's a gunboat, a light gunboat that is heavily armored. So it looks bulky in the bottom, these two pontoons. But otherwise, you're not really sure where this exoskeleton automaton Dolby's talking about is.
I say, Sergeant Trace.
It's private.
Private Trace.
Yes.
What? Are you coming out here?
I can, yes. That's all.
I'm gonna give Skip a sanity roll, or you can bid. As Burgess throws down your old rank before the reprogramming, before you were sent back to Prime for reboot camp, when you guys had done nothing wrong, and in fact had come back successful. All these thoughts of, why did that happen? Why were we the scapegoats? What did we bring back in that box that surely seemed like... I'm going to keep on going until you interrupt me.
Well, I'm gonna, I was gonna bid, but now I want to throw down. Because I want to see how this goes.
Yeah. All these thoughts of, you remember you and Dolby and Cherokee Sue fighting Zens who you could have sworn they're not test tube Zens, they're not homegrown. You're
Okay.
pretty sure there's some sort of synthetic life. Are they replicants? Are they synths?
I
Could
got
they be
two
true?
successes.
Clearly not. Obviously not. Surely not.
Hmm.
How is it that Burgess copes with this?
You mean Skip?
Yeah, whatever the fuck your name is.
He's sitting there and he's remembering the things that happened, but he's sitting there and he just shakes his head and he's like, all those G's mess with me.
What's
I'm
the
going
flaw
to-
that you gained from this?
Flashback.
I love it. As you gain this flaw, shaking your head. Question. Dolby, do you see it?
Do I see Skip?
Yep.
Kind of falter or stutter? I doubt it. I think Dolby's kind of like looking at Wilhelm.
Yep. As Dolby's turned around and he's gone back to the cockpit and is looking at Wilhelm. Skip, maybe even you look over and see that Dolby's not looking. Alice will be. As she gives you a nod and turns back and follows Burgess out.
Okay. And I will go and follow, or go through the airlock as well.
As you three are on the alien planet, looking up at the ship, seeing the damage just as I described before. Where's this exoskeleton he's talking about? Just looks like a ship to me.
Captain, we are outside here and we can't... It just looks like the ship. We can't tell any details from out here. Although, for some reason, this area is mildly toxic. I don't know if maybe it's just this area. Maybe things get better when we get towards the city. But it is
I
mildly
said it was
toxic.
highly oxygenated.
It could just be this area.
Yeah. Well, we did choose this area for its stealth properties.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to. I'm gonna start doing that now with comms. You're probably gonna have to look up the schematics on it because I can't tell anything from out here. It just looks like a scorched warship to me.
Yeah, well, we did take some nuke damage, didn't we?
Remember, you can bid Alice, and you can also bid to know Burgess and Skip, if you have any ideas of how to figure this out.
I can have Wilhelm activate the...
Yes. I can turn it on.
If you want to do that.
I would make sure that Archangel, I can't say his name.
It's Archangel. Arc. It has a K. Arc.
Well, no,
Why does no one in any dimension pronounce my name right?
Okay, Archangel.
He looked at you with his bug eyes real quick.
You may want to stop him from putting Alfred in it.
Oh.
As he's like,
Archangel. You know, why don't you take Alfred out of that? I think I kind of forgot that I asked you to do that. You know what? Archangel, just turn Alfred off for a little bit.
Alfred's off.
I'll just leave him off.
You see him kind of like fold his arms. Actually, you don't see it because he's not in the cockpit. He folds his arms, kind of looks over at Cherokee Sue, who, I don't know. And you don't know what Archangel does.
Yeah. All right.
Aye, Captain.
You know, I would like to apologize to you, Archangel. I really thought our RI wasn't. I feel like the RI was compromised. I mean, I'll admit that now. Clearly, Alfred didn't have our interests in really best interests in mind.
Yeah, you think?
You know, I admit sometimes I can be a little slow on the uptick.
All right. Great.
Willem, can you lower the?
Yes.
Can you lower and
The ship
activate-
rocks as you hear this sound. You guys outside see the lower half of the ship, where you did not see a seam before, appear. The seam appears, and part of the ship moves forward like a transformer as the bottom part of the ship with the two pontoons detaches into an arm and a leg as you see this automaton stand up. It's about 25 feet tall. It's enormous.
That's what Alfred wants in it.
Yep. As it stands, and it kind of looks like Number 5, I'm alive.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, it has like the treads on
Johnny
the bottom.
5.
Johnny
Johnny
5, I'm
five.
alive. Okay, everybody gets fucking pips because you knew the fucking point is
Los
it
locos
turned.
kick your
I mean,
balls
do
into
you see the
out.
sequel?
All right, everybody does get pips because it's pretty awesome. As number 5, Johnny 5 turns, runs up or rolls up, stops right in front of you guys as its head, and something in the Cylon whoop 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 that's going on, of course, is reminiscent of Alfred as its arms and kind of like fold into its body.
Can I would like to bid to look at Wilhelm to see the state of his
What do you bet?
body. Don't know. I'm gonna bid rethink because I'm not entirely sure that I trust Wilhelm, but I've spent all of this time being on Wilhelm's good. I've saved him from the fucking pirate ship.
No one cares
I
the
didn't
why.
kill him. I didn't kill him. And I'm just
Tell us what and how.
what I'm looking for is I want to see if this takes all of his facility. Like if he
indeed.
needs to spend all of his concentration looking at this shit, or is his ability go beyond?
Bidding rethink. You see 2 things, Dolby. 1, Wilhelm looks in his element. He's not really present physically where you are, but there's kind of a presence. Dolby's not dumb. Wilhelm sees what's in the ship. As it dawns on you, he's kind of taken over what Alfred was doing.
Sure. And I
The
understand that.
the thoughts of the Netic, may move through your mind. The idea, you don't know how much of a Netic he is, and you have heard the stories of the people from Axminster. Voidborn in general, they're not necessarily from Ax, but they're odd compared to other Zens. But
Sure.
those from Axminster, supposedly, some of them like are robots that
Yeah.
just have flesh. Like who knows? So
Yeah.
he's taken over Alfred's position. That's pretty clear. It looks like some of his attention is taken away, but not much. The second
Sure.
thing, his body is elated. He's got a big old fucking raging boner. He's like kind of crying a little bit. His mouth's open as he's exploring this new body.
It feels pretty good, doesn't it?
His eyes kind of twitch and lightning. He doesn't say
I like
anything.
this. You know, if you do good work here, I got some more tech that you might be interested in back home.
Since you bid, outside, you guys see the exoskeleton sitting there, its arms folded in, as it goes and turns toward the ship suddenly, and then goes back to station. Dolby, you of course don't see that. What the ever-loving fuck is that?
This is the first time I'm seeing it. I've been.
Is that a railgun on its shoulder? She turns over. You know, like that one movie, The Predator.
Yeah, well, like that other movie, Short Circuit, he did have the box that shot stuff on his shoulder too. So
Oh.
I think he's in front.
You got a narrative point for that. That's awesome.
and I will radio to the I'll radio up open comms and be like, Dole, can you tell us how far we are from the outskirts of the city?
Yeah. We're okay. Let's make a higher roll, high or low. I'll do a D12. Who wants to roll it and who wants to call it?
I'll roll it.
I'll call
Who's gonna call it? Who's calling?
me.
Okay, here are the stakes before you roll. Hi, you were 1,000 away, and 1,000 miles away.
Ooh.
And the place that Wilhelm took you to will actually be closer. You'll be 500 miles away, so about half the distance. Low, if you miss it, it's going to be the opposite of that. We'll say that in mechanical terms, the idea is if you're closer, then you have an advantage in terms of your planning. You could actually potentially sneak up, that kind of stuff, and actually have time. In the world action, the bad guys will not have done as much if you call this correctly. If you call it wrong, you have a challenge to get there faster, or else they're just better prepared. Okay, go.
I'm gonna call low.
The answer is low. I
Oh.
do.
As he says, "Oh, we're about 500, a little bit less than 500 miles away," which is a lot less. As as Wilhelm goes, yes, all according to plan.
What if giant metal dude just carries us?
I think that's the point.
Captain, this exoskeleton is about 25 feet tall. It is on treads, but it is humanoid shaped. Like, we could try to climb on it and get close, but we don't want to get too close. We'll have to hoof it the last of the way, because there's no way we're infiltrating with a 25-foot robot.
I think that's fair. I think what we do is we'll get pretty close with this robot, and maybe we'll use the robot as a distraction. And we'll go in to the central, whatever, their command structure, while this thing is clearly going to require their resources. So Wilhelm, do you feel pretty comfortable? You feeling good?
Yes.
Do you think you could
Captain.
carry my personnel without harming them?
Affirmative. I'm affirmative.
Do you have any requirements from us to help us and aid us in this situation?
A juice pack.
Is there anybody in the Josh, get him a juice pack.
He gets up and tank. A few moments later, here you go. He kind of looks over his shoulder at you. Really? Puts the straw in, fumbles with it for a while, puts it in his mouth, kind of squeezes it. It's like, oh.
All right, Josh, your goal in life for the foreseeable
come on,
future
Captain.
is to appease every little last fucking detail of this magnificent human Netic. This Netic, beautiful Netic. Facilitate the Netic. That's all I'm saying.
He just stares at him. There's the smell, suddenly, of horrible shit. And the slow turn and blank face of Dole and Josh. Dole says, Lieutenant, I could come with.
No, I want you to stay on the. I want you to stay on the ship and repair the damage.
Josh turns and says, "You're on latrine duty."
Well, Josh, you're going to be in command, so but your first order of business is to
Juice
facilitate
packs. I
juice
know.
packs.
All right, into the montage. What are you guys doing? You guys outside? You're staring at it?
I'm going to try and figure out the best way that we can try to ride on this thing without getting hurt.
Okay, so dropping into the dread, what do you bid?
I will bid rock and roll. We're getting ready to rock and roll. We're getting ready to come in. This is the we're getting ready to start the action, so let's get this shit started.
All right. What do you want to find?
I am trying to figure out the easiest way, like, because you said it's on treads, but do the treads, do they have a cover on the top, or are they open
your
on
bid.
the top? Okay, so here's the way. So this guy looks like Johnny Five, but
25.
the treads,
But 25
what?
feet tall.
yeah, but 25 feet tall. But the treads, like, there is a cover on top. So we, like, at least two of us. Well, how long? Well, the treads, I would say, are, because if he's 25 feet tall, the treads themselves will probably have to be 10 feet. So that would be enough room for four of us to sit on the covers on top of the treads.
Sure.
So, and that also, because that would protect the treads from stuff, is why there'd be a cover on them. So that's four of us. How many people are going? Because we have we have me,
1, 2, 3, 4,
Alice, Burgess.
5, 6, 7. That's assuming everybody. So Dolby, Burgess, Skip Trace, Katrina Telmus, assuming you're taking her.
Oh.
Hold on 1 minute.
We're
Cherokee
gonna
Sioux.
leave Katrina on the ship. Needs
Cherokee Sioux.
Cherokee Sioux's definitely coming.
Okay. So there's 4 of you right now. Get Alice Brick would be 5. And then Archangel if you're gonna take him.
Well, he can
I think
hover.
Archangel should stay behind on the ship
Okay.
and help.
So you get 5 people.
Okay.
We don't want to get too big.
The shoulders, because it is like Johnny Five. Oh, so somebody, they would have to climb up, but somebody could sit on the railgun housing.
Are there places on this automaton for people to ride?
I would like to spend a narrative point saying that they have thought of this, and for P&B crew, they have different placements where we can actually be prepared to do a firefight behind the armament of this.
Yeah, I like it. So you guys design
Yeah,
this
like-
thing up.
They have levels on the back that you can stand and strap in.
I'm gonna bid, and this is on my sheet. I'm gonna bid sec clearance 4, and just pull up the instructions on my comms.
All right. So here's what you guys find out. 1, it has an anti-personnel gun. It is a saw, like a Gatling gun, with a lot of ammo. It has what is called an arm railing, which is literally a light rail gun on its shoulder. It is heavily armored, and it has scale 1 shields. So this thing could actually, it would not, in a fair fight, it would not defeat the gunboat that as in the Coolment. It wouldn't defeat the gunboat in a fair fight. But it could hurt it. It could damage it. It by itself is not enough to fuck up a capital ship, as in destroy one, but it could severely damage one, and under the right circumstances, could put a hurting on it. Okay.
So
That said, it's 25 feet tall. It can move very quickly. It's on treads, of course. It can, assuming that an RI is in charge of it, it moves around like a person. With set clearance 4, you can see that it actually can go into a couple different configurations. It can actually fold down on itself and just be a little tank that's not 25 feet tall. It just folds up and can go like a little rover.
Ooh.
Obviously, it can attach to your gunboat or latch onto a large enough ship. And then it has its sort of person form. And as you guys wish, the P&B thought about it, so it's supposed to be a troop transport for, we'll say, a maximum of 20 troops.
Hulker, your static thing's going again.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Welcome to like what was that? Like 2006?
The transport, it's essentially, it's a big armor. So when you're in this thing, or when you're riding on it, there are places to kind of like hide behind. It's not 100%, but yeah. And you guys can design what that is. So the treads, on the shoulders, maybe on the head, on the back if you just wanted to be on the back. And you would be within its shield as well.
Captain, I think Johnny 25 out here is going to be a pretty good transport.
It's funny.
Johnny 25 is alive. That is great to hear.
I love it. What classification of shields do you guys have? 2d4 or 2d6?
On the ship?
Yeah.
The shields are
2d4 plus 1.
2d4 plus 1.
This guy will have 2d4, so we'll have light classification.
Good to know. So, what do you guys think about taking a little hiking trip? Going camping?
Well, time's a wasting. We've got to hit while the chaos is hot.
I agree. I will bid. I'm going to write a note to Katrina, and I'm going to write a note to
On paper?
On I'm gonna spend my last narrative point saying that there is a way to communicate with people through
We have our pad things.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna use a pad. There's a way to communicate with other folks who are in the in the Marines, who've gone through Marine training and who've gone through silently, like sign language kind of thing. And I'm gonna communicate a couple of orders to Dole and Josh to give to Katrina.
So that's totally cool. You guys have hand signals, of course. And it's basically a sign language. Indeed, Holker. Anyway, you also have Morse code. So what you can do to make it spacey is you can actually tap out the Morse code and it will appear in their HUD as a message that they can just read, and it's personal. And of course, this could be hacked, but it's something that's surreptitious enough to where you could leave a message.
It's also probably just such low power. It's like the space age equivalent of Bluetooth.
Right.
Well, I guess my point is that I'm going to do it subtly in a
Yeah.
way to Josh and to
Okay, so that doesn't require a narrative point. It requires
a bit. Okay.
because you're trying to hide it from everyone.
I'm
but them.
literally. I don't care if Archangel sees it or
Right.
not. But
Yeah,
I'm not
pretty much
doing it
everyone but
on
them.
him. I presume that Archangel sees it. It's kind of like when I'm on the bridge behind Wilhelm. Wilhelm is
Yeah.
operating.
Yep. What do you bid?
So basically, I'm gonna ask Wilhelm to do a couple of tasks.
No. More than one?
Yeah, a couple of tasks. I just want you to prepare. So I want you to, while you're doing this, I need you to switch into because I'm sure that Skip relayed the messages and Burgess relayed the message about turning into tank mode to me. I would like you to do some transformations into tank mode and to I want to make sure that you can fill your duties.
Occurs
And
in front of you guys.
While that is happening, I'm going to build indoctrinated to make a message to Josh and Dole.
Okay. What is the and Katrina as well, right?
Well, Katrina's knocked out, so to give to Katrina.
Okay. Sure.
Basically, the message to Josh is facilitate Willem, give him every need, no buts, no matter what. If he needs something, make it fucking happen. If you suspect him of foul play for 1 second, end it. My message to Dole is fix the fucking chip. Find a way to cut Wilhelm from connection to the ship if needed. And the other one is the last one is don't let Katrina take control of the ship.
Okay. You say all of these things, and you're pretty sure that no one sees it. And in fact, we'll say that you're pretty sure that even Archangel doesn't see it. Why? He's not looking for it. And it's pretty antiquated technology.
Yeah.
He just doesn't seem aware. He's doing other stuff. Now, when Archangel plays, that's one thing. Right now, he doesn't see it.
It's over time. It's not it's kind of like a...
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, there's a lot
I
going
like
on.
what you're doing there. Can you turn to the right?
Yep. You do it. Outside. This thing is in tank mode. What are y'all doing? It's montage.
I'm getting my gun ready.
You
Pick
got
off anything that runs up.
I'm prepping my gear and I'm reassuring.
It's all done.
reassuring
Now what?
Turkey soup.
It's all done. Now what?
Let's go for a ride, guys.
You guys find yourselves climbing onto this tank. The tank portion of it actually has some bucket seats on the sides and then on the front, and there's a little blast shield, almost like a little roller coaster. Again, the blast shield doesn't go up all the way because it's all military, and for some reason that's just a thing.
You see me.
I wanted to do something as I was leaving the ship.
Okay.
I'm gonna step out of the airlock.
Yep.
With my helmet by my head,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to experience the atmosphere of this planet.
It smells chemical. It smells like you've gone into like a mechanic shop or like one
Like
of those
burning
parking,
metal.
like burning metal. Like you're in a parking garage but 3 stories down and lots of cars have been in here. There's something very chemical about the smell. You can tell like you're immediately kind of high. You can breathe this air. It's just mildly toxic, and over time, you'll asphyxiate.
Yeah.
And it's not good for you. Like you don't want to be breathing this time, but you can survive in it. It's weird as you look down at the ground because no one's fucking looked. There's kind of a weird, like an oily substance on the ground, in between the cracks, like a residue. And as you look around at the terrain, which is rocky, mountainous, and desert type stuff, you see that residue in weird places, almost like if rain had come down, it washed it down. You can see the reticulation of where the water would have been. This place doesn't get a lot of rain. Temperature-wise, since your helmet's off, your flash frozen. No. Temperature-wise, since your helmet's off, it's like 50 degrees. A little bit of a breeze. It's that kind of chilly where it's been chilly a long time. So you're at a part of the planetoid that is turned away from the suns, and the suns are rather distant anyway. So yeah, it just doesn't get a lot of sun. It's not freezing or anything, but it's chilly. And at night, it will get pretty cold.
And then I'm gonna put my helmet on.
Hey,
Good to know. Let's head out, guys.
before I climb onto the tank, you see me pull out my big gun, Betsy, and you see me pull out my knife, Lucille, and I take Lucille and I put her on the end of the gun, and so that way it looks like that. And then there's this little button by the trigger that I hit it, and Lucille is released. And as Lucille's falling, I grab her, throw her into my sheath, and then throw the gun back real quick and hop on. I was checking make sure the snap
Check your
release on the. Yep.
As you do all that, you get a pip as your equipment is tried and true right now and does not have any chaos dice.
Yeah.
As Alice will do the same thing. That's a good idea. She checks her stuff in the atmosphere and such and wipes off some corrosion, moves it around, and puts it back on.
Yeah. And then I
Anyone who doesn't do that.
I see these guys doing that, and I might just test my away. I might walk away from everybody because I know that the atmosphere is relatively oxygenated, and I might just like fire up my sword just for
Roll your chaos die. I was waiting.
We
for
all
it.
die here.
I was waiting for it.
to see what happens.
I was waiting for the laser sword.
rolled
For
a 5.
months have I been waiting for this laser sword.
We survived a nuclear explosion, and Dolby lights up his laser sword and blows us all up.
I got a 5.
I rolled a 5.
As
I'm gonna
you
mark
light-
off on them.
You alight the laser sword. It's kind of like when you turn a gas stove on and it doesn't click on. And kind of like, and then your eyes get bigger because you're like, uh-oh, as it lights. A torch, maybe 6.5 feet, explodes out the front. If you were not wearing a suit, your hair would be singed, like your eyebrows would be gone. Boom!
So I'm surrounded in flame for a second.
Just a moment. It's just it wouldn't have dealt damage. It was just a flash. As it's going hot. And it's burning a brighter color that it normally burns. Like it's burning the oxygen and such.
Not like this thing was stealthy before, and I turned it off.
Roll a chaos die.
Oh shit. That is a 2.
All right, as it sputters and finally turns off real quick.
Good to know.
It worked.
Yay! Magic!
Hey!
Technology. I wonder if I should operate my personal shield and see how that works.
What do you do?
I'm not gonna do that.
All right. You all get on the tank. Where? Two. You hear this little blue light up here. It looks like Alfred's eye, but it has the voice of Vesper.
Anybody have maps to this planet?
I have a map.
Oh, good. So, why don't you take us the road less traveled to this?
As this thing charges up, and you guys are thrown back into your seats as you take off. That is where we're going to end tonight. Any goals?
Nope.
Good.
Yes, I got a minor
Good.
goal.
Minor goal gives you.
No, hold on. I got a minor goal if that capital ship was destroyed. What happened with that?
It was not destroyed. It is disabled though. It's disabled from doing what it was going to be doing. So we'll say that's a minor goal.
Is that?
Yeah,
I mean,
you took it out of commission.
It is no longer like it landed. It is not flying.
Yeah, it is. It is not going to be a capital ship that flies around for a very, very long time. It's
Okay.
not utterly destroyed. It is still a threat, but it's you have done what you set out to do.
Sure. That's a pip.
You incapacitated it.
Yeah, you
That is
incapacitated.
one experience. I get one cunning back
Yep, and one breath.
and one breath.
Anyone else?
Helpful, because I spent a lot of fucking cunning.
Yeah, you spent a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I remember your minor and major goals are how you get back those resources and how you advance. Do we have party goals going?
We just started
Okay.
the last game. I think we were at 7. Is that correct?
All right.
I don't know on that because I've.
So
I
we're going to
missed
do
a lot of
after
these.
hours after this. I'm going to go use El Baño,
Banyo.
and I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes if you can stay.
Donde
Uh,
Albano?
I'm probably going to bed, so I'll see y'all later.
Cool. Next week we'll be into space as well.
Yeah, we're going back into space next week. So we'll find out next week what happens
With Johnny
Oh,
25.
Johnny, 25.
when Johnny 25 is alive into space. That's right. DreadLore's into space. We play this live play every Monday night. It's exactly 7 p.m. Eastern time with Phil Bunkum, Ken Howl, Daniel Holker, Drizzle, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, and hopefully next week with Jazzy Cabbage. Scored by all lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt. Thank you to our Patreon folks, Tim Roberts, Daniel Holker, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline, as well as the art and media by Couchfire Media and Trois Productions for all the content and crazy shit they do. Subscribe today, soldier. Yes, that means you. Subscribe today. A citizen.